what do you think is the greatest misconception that people have about Christianity and the greatest misconception that people have about Jesus? You can both answer that, but let's start with Cliff.
First big misconception is sin. Oh gosh, you Christians, you're all into sin, sin, sin. What a horribly negative approach to life. No, friend, I'm sorry. If your philosophy, if your worldview, if your view of reality does not include a realistic understanding of sin, you are in big, big trouble when it comes to dealing with reality. If I get a headache and it's just a result of a flu or some stress, aspirin will work. But if I have a headache that's as a result of a brain tumor, aspirin is an exercise in futility. So we have to diagnose the problem correctly, and I think that's where Jesus comes in. He diagnosed the problem correctly. He said, for from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts, fornication, theft, murder, deceit, licentiousness, envy, slander, pride, wickedness. All these evil things come over from within, and they defile a person. So I think there's a real reticence in the part of many people to seriously consider sin, because it smacks of being too negative, too critical, and then it obviously also brings in the issue of God and the cross and the need for forgiveness, which is very uncomfortable for a lot of people. So to be able to explain sin, to talk about, is what I'm going to be doing a little bit more at Cornell, is to talk about the Garden of Eden and how Satan basically communicated that God refuses to give you free will, choice, and you also better be discontent. Well, God gives us free will, and the problem is that we get discontent and we want more than what God has given us, we think, and that we think that's where we're going to find satisfaction. And Jesus comes along and says, no, I've come to deal with sin on the cross. You need to repent and trust in me. And then I love the biblical language. Unless you pick up your cross and follow me, you cannot be my disciple. Yeah, I need to learn to die, not to my worth as a human being, but to die to my sinful nature. And come on, guys, what does sin lead to? It leads to genocide, tyranny. It leads to the breakdown of international relations, the breakdown of society's relations, the breakdown of the family. What is sin? It's lying, cheating. It leads to financial crisis. So the more you think it through, the more you realize how Jesus has analyzed the issue correctly and now has a solution, whereas atheism has no solution to the sin problem.